and gentlemen, welcome back to the incredible city of Glasgow, Scotland! And the Unibet Premier League, that's brought to you by the Professional Dance Corporation. We're live on Sky Sports as we welcome our players, ladies and gentlemen, from Austria, winner of the German Dance Masters, a winner of the Champions League. Ladies and gentlemen, the gentle Mensah Suljovic! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, from Bremen in the Netherlands. Time to meet the world number one, the four-time reigning and defending Premier League champion, and a three-time champion of the world, mighty Michael.
Singing his name, Michael van Gerwen, here at the Hydro in Glasgow. Raise the glass to the crowd. Wearing just 118 titles to his name so far. He's not even hit 30 yet.
It really is. It's incredible. It's just the standard he can maintain. When we said about the Gary Anderson, Phil Taylor. They've done it. They can do it time and time again. Michael is one of those. He's just a relentless beast, a relentless animal. And if you speak to him, he cares about performances so much. And I want to win, but I want to play well. Winning is a byproduct of playing well, obviously, but he wants to do it all.
Have a little Twitter competition now. Tweet in. Guess Michael van Gerwen's average. Last week it was 104.98. What's it going to be tonight? At Sky Sports Darts, if you want to have a bit of fun. What do you think it's going to be, Wayne?
105.94. I think Mensah Suljovic will play well, but whether it's well enough and whether it's doing it at the right time remains to be seen. There's one thing Mensah's got, and that's he's got guts under pressure, and that he's going to need all of that.
Matt Webster and Rod Studd, your commentators.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Yes, so last week Michael van Gerwen made that 104.9 average look almost effortless. It was just like watching Usain Bolt run 9.7 without even breaking sweat. And that's what Michael van Gerwen can do. Now, can Mensah Suljovic derail Van Gerwen, as Michael Smith was unable to do? Last year it finished 7-4 to Van Gerwen, and he also has a recent verdict over the Austrian in the Masters when he won 10-5. Missing 21 doubles in the process. Van Gerwen may not be able to be that profligate against Mensah tonight, but you expect him to win. He doesn't win every game, but you expect him to, don't you? You never go into a match thinking Van Gerwen will get beat tonight, do you?
Never know. And we're touching on that performance last week, 104 average, and he kind of turned his nose at the average, didn't he? Like Wayne says, he wants to play well, but he wants to play phenomenal all the time. He wants to be up the 108, 110 mark all the time, and he's maintained that consistently. He went to Wigan, yeah, he showed he was human. He lost Johnny Clayton in the quarters, but he went there and won one of the tournaments. And that's the thing with Mike, he lost on Sunday. He won't be even thinking about that. He wouldn't be thinking about it 2 minutes after, so he just gets his head right for the next game, and that's why he's been so successful.
.99, and so you require 106.
Well, you'd probably call this a slowish start from Van Gerwen, but he's left 92 after a dozen, and Suljovic can't take out the 160, so now Van Gerwen here, he'll go treble 20 here. Many players would conservatively go bull. Van Gerwen would always go for the treble. Now going for double-double. Missing the first of those on the outside.
Always going to go that way, Michael. He's an aggressive player. Double-double was always a shot after the first one missed. Mensah now the chance for the opening leg. Double 10. Goes inside, and he can't afford to let those opportunities go begging.
No, on your own darts, to have not gone out in 18 against Van Gerwen is never going to be the approved method of taking on the world #1 and world champion and defending Premier League champion, who breaks to take the early lead.
104 average Mike had last week was his tournament average last year and winning it, so these guys know the standard they have to get to if they want to compete.
Well, next week Steve Lennon will be on stage as the guest star, the local hero, if you will, and then on to Exeter, and then back up to Scotland where Big Hendo is in action as Van Gerwen barrels in his first max, and Hendo plays Van Gerwen, looking for a repeat of his epic Grand Prix triumph over the Green Machine.
Chatting with John on the Pro Tour last weekend, he's really looking forward to that last game on in Aberdeen. He says it's just a massive bonus for him. He's looking forward to the game and testing himself against the world's best. He'll have a bit of support, I imagine, as well.
And then the Premier League into May. Wales, Welsh capital, and then to Birmingham, Manchester Arena.
96.
And then Sheffield before the final night in Leeds, and on to the O2 for the finals. Will Van Gerwen retain his crown? Can he win this title yet again for the 4th year running? As he misses doubles, gets there and goes 2-0 up with a minimum of fuss.
Won the 2 first legs relatively easy, and with a very modest average for Mike, just under 94. So Mensah's got to up it.
140.
The averages. Mensah just dragging himself up to 87 now, but it's been a slow start, and like we said, those chances to hold throw in 18 darts is like a gimme against Michael van Gerwen, and he failed to do that.
Well,
Van Gerwen will assume his customary position at the top of the league ladder if he turns this 2-0 advantage into a victory tonight over Suljovic. Currently up on 3. Gerwin, Price and Rob Cross, 3 points that is. Van Gerwen has 2. He'll go to 4 with a win. He's finished top every year he's competed in the Premier League. It's one of the safest investments you can make in these unpredictable times.
108.
And the added bonus of 25,000 for winning the league.
He doesn't mind trousering the big check, Michael, does he?
140.
There was an interview conducted with, was it, with a check or trophy, and he actually said check.
Double 7 for MBG.
72. And Uruguay 36.
Well, to hold here, surviving a dart at double from Van Gerwen. Suljovic wants double 18. Well, that's 4 darts at double he's missed in the match, and that's 5.
18.
Just can't do that.
14.
5 darts to get legs on the board, and 2 of them, and he doesn't get another chance. I thought they were awkward, but Mike straight in the last dart. And it's a long, long way back for Mensah now. 2 breaks of throw, and his average just above 87. He's not playing like he can, and he's not playing the way you need to play to trouble Michael Van Gerwen.
No, Van Gerwen being put under 0 pressure. To go way back to the 2011 Worlds for Suljovic's last big win over Van Gerwen, but that was before Van Gerwen turned into the green machine.
140.
Suljovic actually went on favourite for that darts match against Van Gerwen and obliged.
I remember the game, yeah, Mike. Just wasn't happening for Mike at the
No,
time,
it was a completely different Michael Van Gerwen, a pale imitation of the current Dutch darting juggernaut.
A lot of people put his resurgence down to the youth tour at the time, as it was called, and he went on there, got winning again, and got that winning feeling. Then back on the Pro Tour, picking up wins and the Grand Prix, and it's just snowballed from there, and he's never looked back.
Well, Van Gerwen here is turning him one of the worst performances in terms statistically of his average that he's ever produced in the Premier League, but it's mattering not a jot here because Suljovic is only averaging in the mid-80s. With those 5 missed darts at double, Van Gerwen has not been pressured. He'll leave tops here.
136.
He'll have 3 at it.
It's all too comfortable for Michael at the minute. 95 average, and he's just 10 points ahead of Mensah still with that. It's just all too easy.
134. Like Uruguay 40.
Well, Van Gerwen misses another 3 at double. That's 8 now he's missed in the match.
49.
Double 16 for Mensah. And he finally gets a leg on the board, taking full advantage of Van Gerwen's misses.
Good finish from Mensah, considering what had been going on. It hadn't been going his way at all in the doubles. He could have easily just folded on that finish, but he's got one of those breaks back now. He just needs a real comfortable leg. He's not had a good leg, so to speak, so far. It's just been all a bit scrappy for him. So some big scoring and just a tidy finish at the end, just to make him feel a little bit better about himself.
140.
Mensah last year, granted he played a lot less games than obviously being eliminated on the judgment night, but his tournament average was the 3rd best, only behind Gary Anderson and Michael Van Gerwen. So
yeah,
he can count himself a bit unfortunate last year.
100.
These two actually met on judgment night last year, and Mensah had the task of having to beat Michael by a certain scoreline. So one positive is getting him out the way early this year.
130. That's Uruguay 72. On the 5th leg,
well, Van Gerwen here with a completely out of sorts performance, led 3-0, but now it's been pegged back to 3-2, and he really ought to get his skates on here because he could find himself embroiled in a darts match if he's not careful.
134.
A match that looked so comfortable, he felt that he could just touch the booster button at any time and pull away from Suljovic, but he has not done that, and Mensah's hung around in the match.
45.
And he's now starting to make it interesting.
Yeah, what's key, he got one of those breaker throws back pretty sharp, didn't he, after Mike off those 3 darts at a double. As you said, Rod, it's just very scrappy, isn't it? Michael averaging just shy 92, and whilst 92 is not the worst average for Michael van Gerwen, it's a bit of a shocker.
100.
Well, he'd have to go deep back into the mists of time
34.
to find something as low as that from Van Gerwen, and I doubt I'll be able to find it by the end of the match, because it's that deep in the mists of time as Mensah bangs in a max to give himself a chance of levelling up, but only if Van Gerwen misses 3 darts at double in his next turn.
Good setup from Mike. Just needs to hit the double first dart to just run and truly taking his foot off the gas in the last couple of legs.
40.
3 darts to restore the 2-leg lead. He hits it first dart. That's a leg for Mike.
7 leg is Mensah to throw first.
Well, it might be the fact that Suljovic now has just put a little bit of heat on him that he may respond. 13 darter there to go 4-2 in front. Van Gerwen. And there you go.
108.
He hits a 3rd max.
Also looking to respond, and does so with a maximum of his own. He's hanging around here, Mensah.
Now remember, Van Gerwen did have a 9-dart leg at the weekend, and he wasn't far off setting up a 1-4-1 bid.
Six
darts to 181. Look at treble 15 over 25. And he hits it. What a quality leg. 9 darts thrown, 16 left.
Well, maybe the alarm clock went off as Suljovic got within a leg. And Mensah here is starting to play some decent darts of his own. To leave double 18 after a dozen, will it be rendered irrelevant? Maybe not. It will be now as Van Gerwen pins double 8, last dart in hand. 12 darter.
In the blink of an eye, taking his average at 7-8 points, Mike, and he's just taking firm control of the match now.
177.
Maximum, well, just short of a maximum start, but putting him well in control to guaranteeing a point.
140. 100. 140. 64.
Mensah Suljovic plays Raymond van Barneveld next week, and should Mensah go on and lose this game, that's both players on a point. I know it's only early days, but a little bit of pressure on that game next week, Rob.
100.
Very much so.
Very
much so. And the priority for many of the players is just to make sure that they make the cut, isn't it? That's your first priority.
94. And you require 121.
And going into judgment night as well, like I said, you want to be looking towards the top 4 and looking to progress, not being worrying about whether you're going to be eliminated.
Double 14. Oh, Mensah Suljović's favourite double, but it eludes him. We saw Daryl Gurney hit 1-2-1 in that fashion twice in his win over Glenn Durrant. As Van Gerwen looks at double 18 and hits double 18 to go 6-2 up.
I think it's Mensah to throw first.
Well, they went 3-0 up, then 2 successive legs for Suljovic, then 3 on the trot for Van Gerwen, and now just a leg away from victory to move to the top of the table.
There was no panic really from Mike. He just put his foot on the gas when it was needed, just regrouped. He was getting a bit sloppy. You know, we were talking about Mike averaging below 90 at one point, but within a leg and a half, it's up in the high 90s again. Just in firm control.
140. 100. $140.
Response in this leg.
114. Men's you require 51.
51 for an 11 dart leg. Double 16. Double 8, but under no pressure. And he hits it. He's still got a lot of work to do if he wants to get something from this match.
Well, 3 successive legs. What's 4 though?
96.
It's a big ass 3 legs from these 3 now, especially when 2 of them are on the Michael van Gerwen throw.
$177.
Well, on an evening where, by his own stratospheric standards, Van Gerwen's average has spent most of the time in the ordinary depths of the low 90s, he's suddenly barreling it up
140.
to just about 101.
So matching him on the averages, but not really matched him in the tie. He had that little comeback, bringing him back to 3-2, but
likely require 88.
Mike just put his foot on the gas and taken firm control. No need to use the ball, so 16 or an 8. Comfortable
56.
leg for Michael van Gerwen.
So double 16 for a second straight win to take him to the top of the Premier League pile. And Michael van Gerwen, a comfortable night at the office again. Not the most spectacular performance. No fireworks really from MVG tonight, but that doesn't really matter. He breezes past Suljovic, a 7-3 success, and he's top of the Premier League.
99.823 to average, 41% on the doubles. Suljovic with 101.07. A 7-3 victory for mighty Michael van Gerwen over the Austrian ace. Running through the results tonight, 6 apiece between Peter Wright and Michael Smith. Rob Cross, 7-4 victory over James Wade, 102.583 to average. 6 apiece between Barney and Gerwin Price. Daryl Gurney, good win over Glenn Durrant. And Mensur Suljovic going down to Michael van Gerwen. Table looks like this: Michael van Gerwen on 4 points from Gerwin Price, Rob Cross and Daryl Gurney. Next week we hit Dublin. Fascinating night ahead. Price against Wade, Steve Lennon, local lad, against Peter Wright, Michael van Gerwen, Rob Cross, Michael Smith, Daryl Gurney, and Mensur Suljovic against Barney. Thoughts on that final match, Wayne?
It wasn't vintage Van Gerwen, was it? He I'm not going to say played bad. He averaged just shy of 100, but it seemed pretty poor for him. We're used to seeing kind of higher. We're used to seeing better. We're used to seeing him more clinical. He did enough to beat Mensur Suljovic, who again, I don't know what it is with Mensur in this Premier League. Last year, he got eliminated, averaging 99. He's averaging 99 again and can't win a game. There's something he's doing wrong, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. He's just walking into it. Michael did the right things at the right times, and that was it.
The standard, great again this week. Very high averages once again.
Yeah, the guys are settling in really quick. I don't think anyone's out their depth. The only one that's not playing particularly well is Barney, but he managed to get a draw tonight. So no one's got real issues. No one's worrying about their game. And only Michael so far has won 2 out of 2, which is kind of rare two weeks in. So the signs are ominous for the others already that he can win with what might be his C game. Just shy of a ton. He didn't seem to do a lot wrong, but it certainly wasn't vintage.
It makes it interesting that not everyone's winning, only Van Gerwen.
Yeah, I agree. We thought there'd be a lot of draws because the standard is so close, apart from Michael van Gerwen. The standard really is close. And what we've seen already is that a lot of these players can reel off 4 or 5 legs on the bounce. We've seen it 2 weeks running now, and I think that will become the theme of the next 14 weeks.
Great word about this crowd. Fantastic in Glasgow once again.
They've been brilliant tonight. Yeah, this was always one of my favourites when it started to come on the rota, and this is the reason why. They've been supportive. They've also given a bit of stick out, but in the end of the day, they've been kind of they've been what everyone's needed.
Thanks, Wayne. Lots of